Greetings everyone and welcome to Spacing Out. I'm Maureen Elsberry.
And I'm Alejandro Rojas. Thanks for joining us.
We're here to get you caught up on the news, so here are some of the space and UFO stories that have made headlines recently. A witness in New Mexico photographed an extremely large, completely black object hovering in the sky. This witness submitted the photo and a description of the incident to the Mutual UFO Network.
The witness noticed the object while driving at 4:30 p.m. on January 15th. I continued to monitor it as we drove and eventually took I-10 westbound, and the entire time I was going through what it could possibly be, the witness stated.
In attempting to identify the object, the witness contemplated, would a helicopter hover hundreds of feet for approximately an hour? I don't know much about helicopters, so I don't know. Could it be a weather balloon? Maybe, but it seemed extremely large and completely black. I am so very curious about what it could be, and I felt a frustration at not being able to identify it.
The witness stopped for gas, but after returning to the road 10 minutes later, the UFO was gone.
A new independent feature film titled Legends from the Sky is a science fiction adventure that features an American Indian cast, a UFO crash, and a secret government agency.
The film's official plot outline describes a Native American veteran burdened by survivor's guilt after a disastrous military tour is forced to search for his missing grandfather after his ancestral land is mysteriously taken over by an unknown federal organization.
As Phoenix media outlet 12 News explains, through many twists and turns, he comes to believe that federal agencies taking over his grandfather's land and recent UFO sightings have something to do with his grandfather's disappearance.
UFOs and stories of star people are part of the culture of many American Indians, so it will be fascinating to see these topics presented on screen by American Indian actors and filmmakers.
Legends from the Sky just premiered on Thursday, January 22nd at the Gila River Casino in Chandler, Arizona. Other screenings at select theaters are scheduled.
The French government is on high alert due to a large amount of UFO sightings over nuclear power plants since October 2014. The latest sighting in France was just a couple of weeks ago, and witnesses in Belgium spotted one in December. Most media outlets suspect that the objects are drones, but not all of the witnesses are convinced. If they are drones, the authorities say they do not know who they belong to.
According to the Austrian news site ORF.at, there were 18 separate occasions UFOs were seen flying over nuclear power plants in France between early October and early November. They say authorities suspect this to be the result of a coordinated effort of an unknown group.
ORF.at says the sightings have sparked a debate over nuclear power plant security. Greenpeace has accused the French government of downplaying the danger of these unknown overflights. The latest incident was announced on January 3, 2015. Two security guards reportedly saw two flying objects over a nuclear power plant southwest of Paris.
In late December, an object flew over a nuclear power plant in Belgium. The news site Spiegel Online says that the plant had been shut down 4 months ago, reportedly due to sabotage. No further details have been released, but according to Spiegel Online, Greenpeace again raised concerns that the plants are not adequately protected from attack by drones.
In November, the UK news site The Independent wrote that 3 young men were arrested in central France attempting to fly a drone over a nuclear power plant. They said the 3 were model aircraft enthusiasts. However, these 3 were suspected of conducting copycat drone flights. Apparently, their drones were simple toys, not like the sophisticated craft believed to be involved with most of the UFO incursions.
According to The Independent, a campaign of harassment by anti-nuclear campaigners is considered the most likely explanation. Meanwhile, they say the French government remains on high alert.
Finally, decades after the United States Air Force closed their official investigations into the UFO phenomenon, the files are online in their entirety for free.
Project Blue Book is regarded as the third UFO investigation project by the USAF. The first was Project Sign, which began in 1947, then Grudge, which ran from 49 to 51. And the final project, Blue Book, ran from 51 to 69. The files surrounding the investigation of all sightings are all included in the Project Blue Book files.
Although these files have all been declassified, since the close of Project Blue Book, it has taken a trip to the National Archives to get full access to them. Some websites have put up portions of the files, and one website, Fold3, finally posted all of them a few years ago. However, visitors could view them and had to pay a membership fee to download them. That's apparently changed now, and you can reportedly download the files at Fold3 for free, but it's a tedious process as there are JPEG files of every single page.
The process of accessing these documents has now been streamlined after having been placed online by John Greenwald, who runs the website The Black Vault. Greenwald had begun submitting Freedom of Information Act or FOIA requests since he was a teenager to get the government to share what it might know about UFOs and other clandestine matters. He has posted these files online and over the years has amassed the largest online repository of such materials. He has more than 1 million pages hosted there. Now that he has finally finished the daunting task of making the Blue Book files available, he has added more than 130,000 additional files.
I asked Greenwald why he decided to post the files. Plain and simple, they are ufological history, he replied. He continued, there are a few sources for these records out there, some of which are incomplete, while others are harder to navigate or are not geared towards the actual researcher. So I wanted to compile these in a straightforward, easily searchable database, and that in itself is unlike what is out there and makes this new site powered by the Black Vault a bit unique. You can find the Project Blue Book cases at theblackvault.com.
And they are easily searchable. And this is really a great resource for people because you can go in and access certain cases or files easily. And that's never been the case with these files before.
Yeah, there's been a lot of misreporting that Greenwald got these released by FOIA and the Air Force, NBC. Others have gotten the facts totally wrong. But it is still a good thing because, you know, we do this all the time. We look at the Blue Book files. And so it's easy now to go to John's site, look up the case, download a PDF, and there you have all of the information. Whereas it used to be so difficult to go try to find these, maybe get one page at a time to download. It takes 5 to 10 minutes. So this is great. This is a really good thing, and that's why I was so excited to write about it. It's crazy that it blew up like this.
So much, yeah.
But and it's been misreported, but it's a very good thing.
I know, I love it. The media thinks these are brand new files, and this is so amazing that they just came out. But another great thing about the Blue Book files is there are 701 cases in these files that are still currently unexplained.
Yeah.
There's even a movie coming out, if James Fox is still working on that, called the 701 movie, and it's about exploring these unexplained cases.
And they're amazing. Some of them, you know, we talked to the BBC yesterday, and they were asking about some of them. One of them, one of my favorites I told her about was this Air Force base, a military Air Force base where they had a sighting, thoroughly investigated, and it was remained unidentified. All of the people who researched it said, we believe these guys, they're very credible. They saw something strange. We don't know what it was.
Exactly. Very cool. So make sure to go check those out at the Black Vault. And astronomers recently detected a mysterious radio signal from space, and the origin of that strange signal still remains unknown. Jason McClellan has the story.
A mysterious radio signal was detected by astronomers using the Parkes Radio Telescope in New South Wales, Australia. Brief signals like this one, known as fast radio bursts, are a relatively new phenomenon, and scientists have been unable to determine the origin of these strange signals. The first occurrence of a fast radio burst was discovered in 2007 when astronomers looked through archival data from the Parkes Radio Telescope. 6 more bursts have reportedly been discovered in the data from the Parkes Radio Telescope, and 1 burst was discovered in the data from the Arecibo Telescope in Puerto Rico. But until recently, one of these short flashes of radio waves had not been observed in real time. A team of astronomers in Australia, led by Emily Petroff, developed a technique to search for fast radio bursts, and this new technique paid off on May 14, 2014, when a fast radio burst was observed in real time for the first time. Being aware of the signal as it was detected enabled researchers to alert other telescopes around the world. With 12 telescopes investigating the signal, scientists were able to scan multiple wavelengths. But Science Daily explains, even though they captured the radio wave burst while it was happening and could immediately make follow-up observations at other wavelengths ranging from infrared light, visible light, ultraviolet light, and X-ray waves, they found nothing. But the efforts were not futile. The fact that we did not see light in other wavelengths eliminates a number of astronomical phenomena that are associated with violent events such as gamma ray bursts from exploding stars and supernova, which were otherwise candidates for the burst, explains astrophysicist Danielle Molisani. The team also concludes that this radio burst originated up to 5.5 billion light years away. Although astronomers learned more about this strange fast radio burst phenomenon by eliminating some possible sources, the mystery remains. What are these radio signals, and from where do they originate? As the Telegraph points out, exactly what may be causing the signals is hotly debated by scientists. Possibilities range from evaporating black holes to alien communication and merging neutron stars. The research related to this real-time detection of a fast radio burst was published in monthly notices of the Royal Astronomical Society on January 19th.
That's all for this episode of Spacing Out. As always, remember to visit our website, openminds.tv, for all the latest UFO news, and follow us at Twitter at OpenMindsTV. Also, don't forget to register for the 2015 International UFO Congress. This is the largest annual UFO conference in the world and is taking place next month, February 18th through the 22nd in Fountain Hills, Arizona. Find all that information at ufocongress.com.
Let us know if you enjoyed today's episode by liking the episode on YouTube and leaving us your comments in the section below. You can also download our podcast, Open Minds UFO Radio, on iTunes or at openminds.tv/radio. Thanks again for joining us today. I'm Alejandro Rojas.
And I'm Maureen Elsberry. We'll see you in the future.